to New Dexter Who Dis. And we are gonna check out Murder Horny, episode 5. And we took a bit of a pause, had to travel, had to do
family things going on.
Yeah.
They just kind of put a major pause on it. A lot of traveling, illnesses and stuff, and so we're back.
We're back
from all that, and we're gonna get back to the second half of the season.
Yeah, have not checked out any spoilers, so we're gonna check out what's going on with this secret mystery group that's obsessed with serial killers, and what's gonna happen with Harris and Dexter. I'm interested in this. This is what I want to see.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. All right, so we're watching Murder Horny, and I am really happy that this discussion between Dexter and Harrison is like they're not tiptoeing around, because I felt like, you know, in past discussions they've kind of just been like holding back a lot, and this one they weren't.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that this one they went for it. They're being really forthcoming. Although I really, really wanted Dexter to mention how Harrison kind of messed up the kill.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He didn't have enough time, right? Because Harrison just like kind of stormed out. But it was interesting, right, to see that Harrison is not exactly how Dexter envisioned.
Yeah, he's kind of kicking back a little bit, being like, "No, I'm tormented by this."
Right.
Instead, which, yeah, this whole episode, I just looked at how much time is left. There's not a lot left. This whole episode feels tonally very different than the rest of the first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't had the weird, corny music problem that they were having. That's subsided, at least for now.
We had a genuine laugh. We did
Yeah.
have a genuine laugh. Like, I like that they are being aware in this one.
Yeah, they made some nice little quips about being in the show.
Yeah.
Which was funny.
Yeah. I like that. I'm a little confused at the actress that's coming on to Dexter, really strong.
Kristen Ritter, right?
Yeah. I'm a little confused as to why she's being so forceful with Dexter, and wanting to, you know, have a kill together, and all that. It's a little weird.
She seemed to be getting really pushy really fast, which was a little interesting, but I mean, that's also part of the dynamic, right? That's why Dexter's kind of pushing back now, because it's kind of like, hey, yo, this is different all of a sudden. What the fuck? So.
Yeah. So I'm interested in where they're really gonna go, right? Like, he's saying, yeah, he doesn't really want to, you know, doesn't want to raise more of a stink and kill her and draw more attention, but at the same time, it's like, well,
she just admitted she's killing whoever she wants.
Yeah, she has no code.
Yeah, she has no code. He thought she was part of the code and all that, and she just was like, no, I just kill who I want. Now I'm just gonna go kill someone random.
Yeah.
So now he's kind of like, well, shit. Do I stop her?
Right. There's that. And I thought it was interesting that Dexter really tried to kind of push this, almost his code onto Harrison, right? Like, look, think of how many people that, you know, you saved by killing this guy.
He's trying to make Harrison feel better about killing, which is funny.
It's
cool.
I mean, trying to soften the blow, right? But Harrison's like, no, that's not what would have gone through my mind if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
Like, there were a lot of lines that I was like, oof, that's a strong line. Like, that gets to Dexter, right? And so I don't know if we're gonna see Harrison actually eventually turn either himself in, turn Dexter in. Like, I am wondering where Harrison's going with this.
Yeah, that's been the fun part. Yeah.
Right. Like, it's so, yeah, I'm liking this episode a lot more because it is less corny and it is moving the story along, because I really don't know. I don't know which way we're going.
Yeah, this does feel. We talked about it in the other ones where I kept going like, I want to see where this is going, because this feels like
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's set up right, you know. But this feels like they finally got all the things set up they wanted to get set up, and now they're like, all right, now let's do this.
Now let's storyline.
Yeah, let's get it. Which is cool. It's been really, this episode's been really awesome that way.
Yeah, because I think we don't really love when everything's predictable.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I feel like we haven't predicted anything with this one.
No, this one's been cool.
It's a good flow.
And it hasn't been corny. Like I said, none of the music has been awful or grating.
Yep.
I still don't like the detective, but I feel like that's been established that we're not going to like her. That she doesn't blink, so she's pretty inhuman, which is a thing you do in film. Like, if you watch like almost any Marvel movie, the villains don't blink. Because blinking is a human thing, and they want the villains to come off as inhuman. So the fact that she's not blinking makes me just like her less. You know?
Yeah,
So I don't know how she's supposed to be some sort of hero in this, because all I'm getting is not human and potentially awful.
I think she's supposed to be the new Lundy, Detective Lundy, and I just am not getting that vibe. I'm so not getting that vibe. Like, I feel like Lundy was an expert and he was, you know, like this, like savant, but I just am not getting that with her, and she's getting really thrown in our face. But I am liking that, you know, we haven't seen her as much on this one. I do like that now Dexter is aware that that he's the white whale, right? For
Batista.
Yep. You could edit that out.
That's all right. I mean, we're gonna have a hard time remembering everything every time. But yeah, he's like Matt Batista's white whale.
Yeah, I do like that Dexter's Batista's white whale. And what's gonna happen with that, right? Like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, is Dexter gonna have to kill Batista?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's gonna be different, right, than any other kill he has ever done. If it goes that way,
Yep. Because that would be definitely against the code, and it would be identifiably a murder that he would commit to protect himself.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I know that I remember LaGuardia was killed because he was protecting himself, but he didn't do the shot, right?
That was Deb.
Deb did it.
Deb did it, yeah.
So she died to protect Dexter in story, but Dexter didn't do it. So I think he's always been able to kind of say, like, yeah, innocent people died because of me, but not at my hand.
And to be fair, he told Deb, like, she was supposed to kill Dexter, right?
Yeah.
Because LaGuardia told Deb, take a shot.
Yeah.
And Deb just couldn't do it, right? I am thinking that if it comes down to it, I wonder if he's going to allow Batista to kill him. I mean,
kill Dexter?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because, hey, if Harrison couldn't do it and he had a straight shot, I'm just saying, who else does he care about, or did he care about that much, right?
To let them be the one to take him out?
Kind of. I am wondering because I just don't know how much longer. We're at this point, right, where Dexter's speaking to the elderly woman that he lives with, you know, lives above him with the family, and she's not afraid to die. And he gets him thinking to, you know, who does he have in his life? Who even cares about him? Like at this point, he doesn't even have his son that cares about him.
Yes. Yeah.
He said he's got no friends. He's, you know, so really it doesn't matter to him. And what is he living for?
Yeah.
That's the
whole thing, right? I mean, right now he's living for killing a dinner party guest.
Right.
And so I don't know how that's supposed to be fulfilling, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah. I think it's very different, right? Because original Dexter had the code. Right? He at least was living for the code.
Yeah.
At this point, he's not yes, he's got empty blood slides, but is he really living for that? No, it's just a thing he loves doing.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, the slides do feel a little habit-like, right?
Yes.
It's ceremonial.
It is. And he doesn't have his habits down pat because he's still situated, you know, getting situated in New York. But he can see himself doing that, right? He could see himself getting back into a habit, into routine. And I don't know if he actually wants to. at this point. He doesn't seem to feel one way or the other. And I think, I just wonder if, I feel like Batista would be like the perfect
one to end.
Perfect one. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I think this might be our favorite episode yet.
Yeah.
Of this series. I mean,
easily.
It just flowed so much better than all the other episodes. But I am glad that, we ended with an agreement with Harrison and Dexter of, look, we're all we got. We don't have to like it, but this is kind of it for both of us. Yeah. If we want any sort of family in our lives. And Dex came out with what it was like losing his mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was huge. And mentioning Trinity, like all big things to mention.
Yeah, he really opened up to Harrison in a big way. Yeah, for sure.
And I think it's because, Original Sin, he held back so much. There was so much that he didn't say.
Well, but that's a little unfair criticism. Just because that was him as a kid trying to figure it out. Of course he's going to hold back everything. Talking about Original Sin, or are you talking about New Blood?
Oh, I'm talking about New Blood. I'm sorry.
New Blood? Okay, well, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm talking about New Blood.
Then, in New Blood, he was very, very cautious. And so...
Right.
And I think that was... I think that that's part of what we keep talking about, right? The development of Dexter as a character, as a person, as a human, even though...
Yep.
The whole series has been about how inhuman he is. It's really about the humanity within that builds through it all, right? And so he just realized what it would be like to lose it all and how little he has and how much that little means.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit goes a really long way in this instance,
Yeah, especially because in that series, yes, he created this whole new life, right? Where he was
lumberjack.
Yeah, he was a lumberjack.
I call him lumberjack. He was like, what was a bookstore clerk or some shit, but
it was just a store clerk. But that was so different, right? Because he could create a new life anywhere. We know that. But does it matter, right? If he creates these new communities of people who he doesn't really care about, but he can learn to care about, but he has no anchor with them. Right, he can leave at any time. Yeah, and we've seen that he up and left, and then just went to New York City. Right, he can do that anywhere. But what's really keeping him together?
Yeah,
and giving him any more meaning, I think that's really big for him. And I've always liked just the development of his character of Dexter. Like, you mentioned at one point, like, hey, like when he was on the date. In this episode, like, hey, I remember when Dexter was, completely asexual. He wanted nothing to do with sex.
That was the whole point of him being with Rita, was that she was sexually abused, so she didn't want sex or intimacy. And he goes, "This is perfect."
Yeah, this is what I need. This
is what I want.
For me. Yeah,
I mean, and even in like I think that's the first episode they even get into that, and they show him walking around Miami, and everyone's like groping each other, and he's all like, "Oh, these gross animals, I can't imagine."
Yeah,
and then this one has him going like, "I was really hoping the end of the date would end up in her apartment. I just didn't think I'd be breaking in." And you're like, so you were hoping to bang her? Like, that's such a weird, not Dexter thing to say.
Yeah, but we've
gotten to there.
Yeah, it's been decades.
Exactly.
It's been decades. So of course now he's been married. He's had serious relationships. He's had flings. Like, he is super developed, even emotionally. As much as we want to say, oh, he's a cold-hearted killer. No, he's not as cold as he used to be.
And that's what I meant. It was a very not Dexter thing to say, but I meant that in the way that, like, that's how far this character's come. Not how it was, like, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But, because, even if you go back to the original series, which we always keep doing.
We always do.
The first time that Rita goes down on him, he starts going, like, oh, this is... Yeah. Oh, I could get used to this.
Yeah, it's an experience.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
So this is funny that he's, like, on a date and just be like, I was really hoping to get her home. And just kind of like... I can't recall any times where he was that almost crass, because that was almost crass, but not, right?
Yeah.
I was hoping I'd be getting to her apartment at the end of this date.
Yeah.
Is very close to the opposite of him saying these people are so gross because they want to have sex, right?
Yeah.
So it's just fun because it actually made sense here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all of this is making sense in such a way where, like you said, this has been my favorite one so far. We're 5 episodes in.
Yep.
The first 4, I felt very cluttered and rushed. And maybe that was because they wanted to get a lot out first, because we got to give the rest of the series room to breathe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But...
And so far, I think that's working.
Oh, thank God. I was really just like, this one was like a huge sigh of relief of like, okay, it's coming, it's back, baby.
Yeah, we're back, baby.
We're back. It's coming together. We can get into it. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see. So we've got Lady Killer, Lady Vengeance. Sorry, we've got her locked up. What's gonna happen? Right. That's where we end. Is she gonna spill the beans and be like, yeah, I was with, this last serial killer, and then I tried to make a kill, and all of a sudden it went to shit. Like, who knows? Who knows what she's gonna say?
Yeah, I don't know that she'll piece it together, except for the fact that watch is there, right? So I think that when you get to the point where they start saying, here's the evidence we have, and she didn't even say anything there of like, I don't know how his watch got there. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, wait. To me, that was the biggest part that I feel like should have been addressed by her, because if you're a serial killer, you know who you've killed. You know what I mean? And you know your trophies. And the idea that she was all over the news for having that watch. Yeah. You'd almost think the first thing she would say is, something's up.
Well, she was really... I thought she was actually, like, really sloppy in that she just decided to go in a bar, grab a guy, and that's it. Because, like...
Sure.
Part of me was like, that could have been a cop, undercover. Like he could have been just off duty,
Sure.
Or anything. And she could have not realized that.
Absolutely. But
I didn't think she was
my
smart.
point. My point isn't that she wasn't sloppy there, because that was true. Yeah, all that's true. But my point is that if I'm arrested and this fake lawyer comes in, from the whole scene of everything, that's the one person you can trust to say, look, something's not right. I know. Look, we know that I've done a lot of things, but I know my trophies, and that watch isn't one of them. They're trying to pin this on me, and I don't know why. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that should have been an immediate tip-off, as opposed to her just being like, well, I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to do anything, or make you comfortable. To me, that was the only part where I was like, why wouldn't she bring it up? You know what I mean? Like, which, I mean, people fucking don't say stuff, so it's not like this horrible thing or this horrible gap in logic. Right. But it just feels like, to me, that was the moment that you say, there's some sort of setup here that would start to put heat on Dexter.
I'm guessing we'll get there. I'm guessing...
There's still time.
Yeah, there's still time, but for all she knows, hey, they just busted her on something else, and she just so happened to be in the middle of a kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for all she knows, it was just bad timing.
Yeah.
For all of that.
I guess we just also haven't seen enough of her since the arrest to know where her mind is even at.
Yeah. So. Yeah, she seems a lot more arrogant, just in general as a character. So part of me is like, well, what's gonna happen with her? I don't know if I really care, but
it's a little quick too. Because remember when we first saw her, we're like, okay, we see where this is going. They're trying to have some sort of relationship where they can all be on the code. And then immediately it was like, nope, never mind.
Nope,
like, okay,
she's awful. Okay.
No code.
Yeah, no code. Who
this
cares?
Bitch ain't got no code.
Yeah,
gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like where this is. Where it seems to be heading.
Yeah.
Storyline. Like, we don't know all the answers. It doesn't seem predictable.
More than ever, it seems not predictable, because we were so confident one episode ago where we're like, oh, the shower. Clearly this is where we're going. Yep. And then the next episode's like, okay, that's not where they were going at all. So almost all of the predictions we had before now feel like, okay, those are all thrown out. Like, so, which makes the show already more exciting.
Yeah, and I like that Dexter is now, he just seems more like he takes pause. He doesn't just act, because I feel like, old Dexter would have just been like, screw it, and join her in the shower. But I feel like he kind of like took a pause, had some reflection, was thinking of other things.
He had to meet someone, I thought. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you're right. But yeah, he is definitely more reflective. I would say if there's one criticism I have, and really it's the only one I can think of, and is so minor, but like in this episode, I still think there's a little bit of an overuse of Old Man Harrison.
Yeah,
even when
I know.
When Dexter's talking to his son and all that, and he's like, "You did good. You didn't need that. That was superfluous." But
or when he turns and he's like, "What do you think?" And and he's just like,
"What do I do? I don't know." Okay, well, not exactly as progressive as the character's been. He's usually a helpful tool where Dexter's talking to himself, right? Dexter's coaching himself through stuff, and this is starting to make it seem like Dexter can't talk to himself anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because, I mean...
He's in uncharted territory, as it were, right?
Yes.
Which could be what they're showing, but at the same time, it still feels like an overuse of Harrison. Old Harrison. I don't know,
Old Harry.
Old Harry. That's right, Harry.
I mean, I like seeing him just because it's a throwback and he still looks good. So part of me is just like, I'll let it slide.
The voice.
I'll let it slide because
the voice is so good.
I like seeing him. Yeah, he's got a great voice.
His voice is so good. So you hear him and you go, yeah, it sounds important. But then you think about it, you go, that didn't mean anything. But one of those important voices.
But at the same time, like that's the only connection he has to anyone in his past, right? Like he really doesn't have anyone except this imaginary Harry. Like, which sounds kind of crazy if he tried to explain that to Harrison. I'm sure he did. It would go over his head because it's like, yeah, you sound like a crazy person.
That's true. Yeah.
But all right. Well, thanks for checking out this episode. Let us know what you guys thought of this one. And we'll see you on the next one. Yeah, we're going to get caught up here. We're going to get through it all. Like we said at the top, a lot of family stuff going on that was not expected and was unfortunate. And it's taken a lot of time away from the little things like the joys of TV and sitting down and plugging in a microphone. So we appreciate anybody who comes through and takes a listen and just hangs with us a little bit. And enjoys the show as much as we enjoy it. And I hope that even though our first few reviews of the first few episodes were, I think, maybe a little heavy-handed at times. I know. I think that I hope it comes across that it's out of the love of the characters. I know. I know. The series and the universe they've created. We were very, very upset to find out Original Sin was not going to be renewed, even though we didn't love that series. I was really looking forward to more. Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. I mean, I'm kind of just, I thought criticisms were too harsh. Yeah, sure. There were criticisms, sure, but like I just like seeing it continue. Any creative way to get more stories across from this character, because I think this character just has so much there. Yeah, there is so much backstory that could be told. It's compelling. I mean, Michael C. Hall is one of the greats. Well, also Christian Slater, but because that one had Christian Slater. That's the only reason you wanted more Original Sin was more Christian Slater in your life. Get out of here. Okay. But yeah. Hey, but I know this isn't going to be, it's not going to be the end. This isn't going to be the last Dexter storyline. So, bummer to hear that, but we're excited to see, what else is coming through.